In this video, I'm going to show you how I took this piece of crap chair and transformed it into one of my favorite all-time pieces. Along the way, you're going to see some pretty standard restoration techniques, in addition to a couple of weird hacks that I think you'll ultimately find helpful. And of course, at the end of the video, I'll reveal the finished product. My name is Jesse, and this is how I restore things. One of my main concerns with this project from the very beginning was just how much mold and mildew there was on the seat of the chair. But I ended up taking on the project mainly because I liked the engraving. This is awesome engraving on the back pieces there. There were a lot of screws that I had to take out from the cleats there, and then also underneath there were a lot of screws holding the legs and the supports in place. Once I got all those screws out, it was pretty simple, just pulling and kind of tapping with the mallet. And I pretty much got it taken apart, at least the bottom portion and all the legs off, and there's everything except the top. I used a little pry bar to get in there and pry the back pieces away from the supports, and I was able to do that without breaking anything, so I was pretty happy about that. There was a little splinter on this lower part here, and of course one of those supports broke off in the holes. I had to glue that back. Other than that, I was pretty happy. There's all the pieces completely disassembled. And then the sanding. This is a DeWalt rotary sander with 80 grit sandpaper on there, and this mold and mildew came off really well with that. I think I sanded it 2 or 3 more times off camera and couldn't get all the mold off of there. But I was pretty happy with the overall effect. I decided to not sand these back pieces before doing the wood burning. And the reason I did the wood burning first was I did not want to lose the engraving. I was afraid that the sanding would take the engraving or part of the engraving out, and I was essentially using the engraving as a stencil since I'm not great freehand. Then I used 220 grit sandpaper on a palm sander and just took that surface down, and I was thrilled because I did not lose any of my wood burning with that setup. This is fishing line that I suspended between my buildings, and I hung my spindles and legs on and primed and painted them with spray paint. And this actually worked really well. I would actually, if I did this again, I would actually use twine because everything kept falling into each other. But I would use twine because it wouldn't slide as bad on twine. And this is me staining, I think this is a Minwax, I cannot remember, some type of walnut, I believe, was the shade. And this is the first of, I think, 3 coats of polyurethane. And I put a couple of coats of polyurethane on the backs as well, in addition to some stain. This reassembling was kind of like a puzzle, kind of had to figure out where everything went and the right angles for everything. Once I got a good dry fit, that means, so without glue, I was able to put it all together with glue and get it pretty stable to where I was happy. Here I'm assembling the back pieces here, putting those together, and then putting glue in the holes where the supports will go, and I'm actually using a little paintbrush for that. Once again, dry fit for the back piece, and once I was pretty happy with where that was at, then I started applying glue here. It's pretty simple process, just to make sure you can get everything in place and then apply glue for the real fit. And there I am with bubble wrap and a mallet, just making sure everything is nice and tight. And then I'm installing those cleats on the sides. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button to support my channel. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I had a great time with this project. I will see you guys next time.